Morning all, welcome to our latest eventing vlog, which unusually I'm going to start with a voiceover because I thought we could look at a little potted history of mine and Lucy's experience at Larkhill, which has not been overly positive in recent years. If we go back in time, we go back to 2003 when I was tender age of 17, and you can see I did basically years of terrible dressage tests at Larkhill because it's on the top of a hill and my horses would always blow up. But I did actually come third there once on this absolute legend of a horse, Boss, who was my first horse. I then improved, no, I didn't improve. Moon, Nova's mum, did it well one year, did it terribly the next year. Look, she got 53.5 dressage. This sweet little thing was a baby horse that did actually go quite well. And this is Moon's mother at Larkhill, having been an absolute terror in the novice. And then my most recent Larkhill experience was on Alana, who was my previous mare. We did a reasonable dressage, had one down and we got eliminated cross country. Here's what happened, guys. It was hailing. You can see that in this little clip here. And oh yeah, I fell off. We just slow that down for you so you can see what really happened. Napping, stops, spins, I'm half off. She then just goes out of frame, but what happens is she actually loses her back end mid-rear, and I came down. Luckily, she managed to stay about upright and she didn't fall on me, because that could have been really quite nasty. So yeah, that was the last time I came to Larkhill. Happy memories. It usually is rubbish weather, so today is actually pretty unusual because it's beautiful sunshine. Now, if you thought that Lucy might have done better at Larkhill, she hasn't. She had one okay run and she also fell off last time she was at Larkhill. Here you go. Slow-mo Lucy falling off, a bit more in the distance, and there she goes on the floor. So you can see it's a recurring theme. So keep watching because this is going to be exciting. Do I fall on my ass again, or do we have a spectacularly mediocre day?
So I have just arrived. It's the windiest place on earth as ever, but I'm just waiting for Jancis to turn up. I've got my trusty steed for the day, which is my bike, because Larkhill's pretty spread out. The noise in the background, as you can hear, is tanks. So here we go. One of the fun things about Larkhill. Been on an early morning exercise, so always quite fun to see that. My friend Simon was very pleased. We like Warrington and Larkhill for those reasons. We're slightly late. Why are we late, Jancis?
Well, combination of factors.
Oh, it's a combination.
I started too late.
Okay.
That was the first factor.
Had a bit of time in bed.
No, not really. Just misjudged it. And then I went to get him in and it was really windy. It is very windy today.
Yes, it is very windy.
And I had so much cover up in the field. And it took a bit longer than anticipated. Ooh.
Oh, so it's an accumulation of factors.
My car is breaking down, so it's a bit slow.
Oh, so Jancis's car's on its way out.
Now lost in here. Oh, that's a bit tragic.
Right, so we're just tacking up now. I think we've got one stud hole left to do, and then we will be on our way to dressage. So Nova's come out. Obviously he gets very excited. So Jancis is just walking him around. And then one stud hole left to do. Got Jancis' sister here. One stud hole left to do, and hopefully get Jancis on her way. There he is. I'm not allowed to hold him without a bridle on, because I've done that before, and he's gone off away.
Well done, Lucy.
There we go. There is Nova heading to dressage. Oh, don't know if he likes the woman with the blanket over rug wrapped around her shoulders. So Jancis has got her sister here to give her a hand, because her sister is a BHS II, I think, and runs a little competition centre and livery yard. And looks like they're just having a chat. Nobody looks like he's working in okay. So they've got quite a bit of time left. So I guess they're on chill mode at the moment. So Jancis is going to be in the white car, which is over there. So I think there's a track at the bottom so I can cycle around and get some video. And I don't know if she's mentioned it, but she's in an open section because she wanted to move to early Saturday. And so, it's an open section against horse to a point. It doesn't make any difference to qualification or anything. For Badminton Grassroots, double clear in 100. It's just she'll be against much more experienced horses who are out of the class in points.
So here we go, guys. This is BE test 102. He was quite sweet in the warm-up, bit tense when he came over to the arena, but it's kind of the Larkhill effect. Now, I was really disappointed with how I rode this test. We got a rubbish mark and it was entirely deserved. Totally agree with what the judge said. So let's have a little look. Unfortunately, despite all our centreline practice, we managed to wobble violently off our line. As the judge said, rather wobbly. And then she says, could show more supple bend through this loop, which is totally fair. The thing that I lose with Nova in a test situation is the suppleness, and I should be working 10 times harder with my legs, and I just forgot to. This walk transition on the diagonal is really slow to establish. It says tense through transition because he didn't want to walk and then he wanted to trot again too quickly. And then I really need to murder myself over this mistake because this is a big one. Totally my fault. There was no left leg on there. He had no chance of striking off on the right leg. So we got a nice muddled, as I'll comment. He was quite nice actually in the give and retake, and she rewarded him with a 7 and said fair balance. And then we got a 6 down here. Now I'm really pleased actually. I kept the shoulders in left, as you can see. I know that might look a bit extreme, but otherwise he does go quarters in. But yeah, the downwards needed to be better. And then we got knees to flow more forwards into walk. And his walk is not his greatest asset, and it says could show more over track, which I totally agree with, although I was quite pleased because he did stretch down and relax, and mostly paid attention to me. But yeah, he just needs to walk bigger steps really. And then we do the pickup pretty rubbish. He sort of thinks about having a little jog, although he didn't. And she said lost balance. I think 5.5 might have been slightly harsh, but there you go. And then this loop again could show more suppleness. Where is my inside leg? Who knows? And then the diagonal with the walk transition. Now this one I was thinking, right, now he's really slow to establish the first one, so I need to whoa, and I whoa, and he just stops. Oops. Bless him. I mean, he was trying to do the right thing. That's just my bad riding. So yeah, that was a fully deserved 5. Big mistake again. Now, as we pop up into canter, actually, he gets nice marks for all of this canter work, and it did feel a lot better. We went a bit quarters in there, but he gets 7s for all of this cantering. And then the comment on his circle, more supple inside bend, fair balance. So he does keep that well in these give and retakes like there. And then it was better coming back to trot here. So you got a 7. And 7 then for this little turn across the arena mark with no comment. Yep, that looks okay. And then we ride another rubbish centre line, quite frankly. I tried to have him again a bit and shoulder in, but really all the judge saw was head tilting left. So that didn't work for me. And then we did a rubbish halt because he stood really nicely square and then immediately stepped back and went rogue. So we fully deserved a 5 for that. I'm so... Anyway, you'll hear afterwards. I was really frustrated. Not with the horse. The horse was a good boy. Anyway, so she said, you need to ride your horse more forwards and around your inside leg for more suppleness, consistency and fluency in transitions. And you know what? That is all totally fair. And yeah, we just need to develop it more. It's sort of there in training, but it's not there in a test yet. And that's partly a little bit his tension, but it's mostly just I clam up and stop riding.
In a minute, we don't have that long.
Yeah.
So, what's your verdict on that, Jancis?
I'm so cross with myself because that incorrect lead was totally my fault. I just know it's my danger corner and I knew not to ask for it then and I still asked for it then. And then we'll get hammered on all the little errors, especially in an open section where you're up against really established horses. So like slow to establish the first walk transition. We fell into the second walk transition.
Well, you always halted.
The walk steps, the walk steps were better, but we get hammered on that. The loops just weren't around my leg enough.
Maybe you need to go out and do some more dressage.
He's good and he tries, and it's not his fault. It's just under tension. The test just shows up all your little weaknesses and errors, and he won't get a good mark for it.
Yeah. What do you think? 36?
Yeah. I don't know.
It'll be 6.5, won't it?
I just find dressage very frustrating because we work so hard and he didn't do anything wrong. It just, anyway, let's not be too despondent about it. He's been a good boy. His canter work was so much improved. It's just such a shame he had that major error going into left canter because his left canter was actually quite nice and his right canter was fine.
But you're out eventing, Jancis. It's a nice day. It's not snowing.
I know. I'm just disappointed for the horse because, he's really done his bit. But there you go.
Dressage can be improved, but you need to still be on a good jumper.
When I came here on his mother last time, she got 53.
There you go.
So, and she really didn't try at all ever in a dressage, whereas he's so sweet. He's got such a good brain for it. Like, he's so distracted here because you can see for about 1,000,000 miles and there's a lot going on. And I always said, didn't I, that Larkhill was not going to be a great venue for Nova.
No, that's why I don't come here anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, we've not got that long before show jumping, so we're going to go get changed and go and do the fun bit.
So we've got a very quick turnaround for show jumping, which is much to Jancis's pleasure. Hopefully it'll cheer her up a bit after the dressage. Oh, here we go. Gosh, she's all doom and gloom today, isn't she? She just said she thinks she'll probably end up having a pole.
She's not going to have a pole. You're going to keep...
So notice how Jancis is a very different person competing. Anyway.
So get away from the water is move off and empty
There we go. Alright, I'll head down to the show jumping. So what happened there, Jancis?
I just got nothing. No steering, no control, nothing. He just is overwhelmed. Just a bit overwhelmed. Hands down, worst show jumping ground we've ever jumped, even counting. Having had some.
Very satisfactory.
Oh well, it's a day to do it when you're on a 37 dressage, isn't it?
Yeah.
He just went really green.
He's got to learn though, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a massive arena. Because he's been in little weathers all winter doing, you know, that's a massive arena. He's just a bit overwhelmed. I knew he'd be like this at Larkhill.
Yeah.
But I just wanted a run.
And the ground's perfect.
Ground's hard.
Oh, really?
That's why he's over jumping.
Okay.
Oh God, he nearly jumped me off over the green oxer.
Yeah.
I landed and I was like, oh, I think I'm falling off. Had no reins.
Now's the chance, it will be very quick.
Luckily, he sort of waited for me, but then he's like a little wiggly worm everywhere. I don't know. I think he just went green.
Yeah, he looked very. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my goodness, what's happening?
For a horse that's jumping significantly bigger in his show jumping rounds, you know, BS all winter, he went so green. He was like this, you know, because he'll never look at a jump and say no to jump, but he was so busy looking at that or that I was almost just not pointing at half of them.
Yeah.
He deserved to have. We deserve to have more than just that one down, to be fair. But there you go.
That's eventing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's dealing with coming out and seeing what you've got at the start of the season.
Yeah.
He hasn't done many events in his life.
No.
You have to remember this. And he is just a bit green. Anyway, he's good. We're going to go get changed for cross country. He loves the grass here.
Wonderful. I'm glad he enjoys the grass.
Yeah. So guys, I'm just going to interrupt your viewing of this nice little course walk just to talk about this, which is my nemesis fence, aka the Trichina. And I might insert a little clip here to show you why the Trichina is my nemesis fence. Because I had a bit of an incident on Nova's mother, who was always a bit ditchy, to be fair. We had an incident, a very large Trichina, in an old intermediate that they used to run at Alden, and it was a bit like, I don't know if you can see today, like we were one of the last to go and the sun was very low, and I think I went for a long stride and she just misread it a little bit. So there you go. That was many years ago, so I'm still a bit trichinery. She was always a bit ditchy, Nova's mum, right from the very get-go, so I've been absolutely determined with Nova that he will never be ditchy. So he isn't ditchy, which means that I just need to get on with it and realise that it's really just a log with a nice ground line. Yeah, this is the only one that I'll be worrying about tonight, to be fair. It is actually, it's barely even, though. You can't even, from here, you can't even see that there's a ditch. The novice one scares me a lot more. I think Gator's in a ditch. Lucy will tell me I'm being ridiculous, which I am. But, you know, you hold on to these things in your mind, don't you, for a long time. And I'll probably always be a bit trichinery, to be fair, even though my horse is fine. So I just got to look up, not make an issue of it, jump it like a log. Now this is the fence that I actually should be worrying about, because this will be the most technical fence on the course, I think. 12A, just a nice little rail just to get you in, and then you go off this little drop. Just do my striding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
2 strides from the rails, pop off the drop quietly, because it's a little bit of a lip up and out and over that skinny. I'll go take a closer look at it. Should be fine, but oh, my old bones. But there's a fair amount for him to sort of take his eye to here, so you're just going to make sure you learn off that and just keep his eye on it from as far out as possible. I'm not going to walk my stride because we'll just get here on what we get here on, and I've just got to try and be, he's got a little bit of a width on him as well, and just try and be forwards and positive so that he's got his eye on it, he knows what he's jumping, and through the flip. So this is the other one that I would just worry about a tiny bit. It's a decent enough little roll going towards the water, and he does back off his waters a little bit, so I need to make sure I'm the leg on and I get in and over this. Then you run through the water, which isn't flagged, but then you have to get to that step there at B, and then there's just the palisade that matches this one on the way out. He hasn't really done many steps out of water, so I'm going to look at that a bit more closely, make a plan. So actually when you get up to it, it's not too big, and it's got a lovely log as a little ground rail and a white thing on top, because the worry with steps out of water is that they can misjudge them, sort of scrabble at them a bit, but that's as kind can be. And then actually you've got a good few strides once you're up and on the flat before you have to worry about the sea. But I still think I've got to be quite careful and positive to that roll top to get him in and then through, pop up. I might just trot the step because they can figure their legs out a bit more easily from trot in water, but we'll see. Don't want getting told off by Lucy for having too many time penalties, so I might have to canter just to keep her happy. And this is the last fence.
Well, I think that's finished the day slightly better.
I'm in a good mood again.
And now you remember why you go eventually.
He was magic cross country. He really was. He is just a lovely ride. The show jumping, he just went super green, and I was worried that I might have that same brain cross country.
Yeah.
But no. He hung a bit left on the way to number 2, but once I straightened him up, he was just away. We had one dodgy jump just at the first parallel, the hay cut on top of the hill, fence 4 I think, just where I ran him into a bit of a deep spot, and then I got my act together. Just saw lovely forward positive ones, and he was... Did you see him through the step down to...
Yeah, I've got the video.
Oh, he was just magic there.
Well, I was actually most impressed, to be honest.
The water, he was lovely, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because that was quite in your face, that palisade before the water, I think. He just feels...
Fit.
He feels fit, and he feels strong in his body, you know, not like pulling strong. He's just a joy. So yeah, I remember why we do it now.
Just work with the dressage.
Yeah, the dressage he'll come out better next time. Anyway, because it's just a bit of the setup here. And there's little things to tweak in schooling. Jumping, he had a pole quite badly. He probably deserved to have more than a pole, but I just had no rideability, and that's not normal for him. It's just look at the vista you get at Larkhill. He's not the first horse to do that, and he won't be the last. Of 3 people I had to cross country with said, "Oh, mine put 2 in that one stride double." I was like, "Yeah, mine too," and the other girl was like, "Yeah, mine too." It did walk a bit long. Anyway,
you survived. You'll come better for it.
This is such a nice cross country course to ride, because you actually go out around, you feel like you're actually getting into a ribbon and going cross country. It is a privilege to be on my little bean. Anyway, so I made a prediction before we came here that I'd either fall off, which I did nearly do in the show jumping when he absolutely ballooned the oxer, or we'd have a very mediocre day. And that's what we've had. We've had a very mediocre day. But I'm chuffed with my pony.
Chard next.
Yeah, 2 weeks' time. we're going to go to Chard and try and do a better job of the dressage and the show jumping.
Show jumping will be fine.
The show jumping should be fine because it's in an arena and he's...
And his balance is better cross country.
Oh, he's just lovely. He just... Now, where he had to used to have to really work quite hard because he'd sort of put himself into the ground a bit. Now he does, you know, float across it much better, doesn't he? It's not hard work for him every stride. And I didn't go for the time, but I think I was only a few seconds over today. And he'll make the time when I didn't even wear a watch. Like, just wasn't a priority today.
Right, let me get your photo.
But he will make the time.
So, Nova's eating. Hopefully I'm going to get to eat because I got up at 6 this morning.
Because they shouldn't have run out of food because it's only about 11.
Yeah, well, it's going to depend what's out on offer.
Out.
And this is the last run for your Cara, which has doomed itself.
The car did very well to get here, but sadly
It's
going to go to car heaven very soon.
put to sleep.
Hopefully it will get me back home again. And yeah, it's going to be retired to the big car garage in the sky.
And then we have the annual look for a new car for you.
Does anyone else get this?
I never thought I'd see you in a sport.
So every year, it's a year on the dot. I bought it a year and 1 day ago. Every year I had to buy a new car because, quite frankly, I don't have that much money to spend. So I have to buy cheap crap that's run a lot of miles and then just nurse it through
Yeah.
to try and get it to last me at least one MOT's worth. To be fair, it did do that.
It's done a year, and it's been up to that point quite reliable.
It's been very good until
Now,
it's not. So it could be worse.
hopefully good old Torag will keep going.
Yeah. He's savouring his poniness. Right, I'm going to wash him off. You ready?
So we're heading off to Jancis' favourite location,
The food store!
food store, which we're quite confident they haven't run out of stuff today.
No, because it is 11:35, so it's basically lunchtime.
So Jancis is now a lot chirpier, as you've noticed, because we didn't really have much banter going on earlier.
There was zero banter. I was running late, I was a bit stressed. I wasn't happy with my dressage test, nothing the horse did wrong. And then I wasn't happy with my show jumping, even a tiny bit what the horse did wrong. And now we've had a wonderful cross-country round.
So you're happy and it's all
And I'm
worthwhile.
happy and it's all worthwhile again, and we're going to get some food and we're going to see if they took a nice photo because it's all about the event photo. Yeah.
So on a scale of nerves, how nervous were you, 1 to 10? You were very quiet, so I'm going to say you were probably a 6 or a 7.
I was apprehensive, is that?
Yeah, I think it's like wanting it to go well, isn't it?
Yeah. Once we'd done, once we'd had a bit of a disaster in the show jumping, I wasn't nervous at all because then there's zero pressure, isn't there, when you go cross country, having had a crap dressage and not gone clear show jumping.
Yeah.
So I was actually fine. Then heading out and jumping the cross country. But there's nothing out there. I said on the course, there's nothing out there that worries me. Other than it's just, a bit more technical and apart from educator. We jumped that really well.
And wanting to just get out there and do well.
And he's lovely to ride cross country, so I don't have to feel nervous. I was probably more apprehensive about our dressage, which is why I then felt a bit meh about it, because we have been training really hard, but then I knew it would be a difficult gig today for him. That will improve. It's benchmark.
I think you need to come and join me for some Joe May kick-arsing.
Yeah, but he's going really well.
I think you need eyes on you.
Lucy, you're really mean. He is actually going really well.
Things
There's
are improved,
little
but
things that we need to tighten up. But actually he's schooling those at home really nicely. It's just then transferring it when you're under a bit of pressure.
So I'm always trying to
a bit
encourage
tension.
Jancis to do dressage tests, and she's like, I don't see the point.
Okay, well I will do some dressage tests, and like what we did
I
at
think it's
Redwood
because because you have to ride a test under pressure, and I think that's where
No, but
actually
it's very different if you're just in a all-weather arena. The whole setup to eventing dressage is totally different. Like we
we went and rode through at Mendip Plains last week and I was really happy. Of course it's dead quiet there, there's nothing distracting. So yeah, we probably should go and do
I find it useful to sharpen up on things like circles and be told
How many dressage tests have you ridden this year in preparation?
3. Before I went to Morton. Sucks to be you.
Right, I'm going to get food. So is it nice that it wasn't your day today, Lucy?
No, because you were quite stressed. You weren't really that fun to be around.
Oopsie.
I think I'm more fun to be around, even under huge amounts of stress.
That's probably a fair comment. Yeah, but now I've done my first one, I reckon I'll be less stressed next time.
Yeah, I was pretty stressed at Morton, but I can still have a sense of humour.
But it was also all in like quite quick succession today.
Yes.
Whereas at Morton we had 4 hours for you to, get back into the band.
And you were late.
Finishes on
I was late, yeah.
So that wasn't, couldn't even do quarter marks.
Sorry.
And then you were pissed off after your dressage, pissed off after your show jumping.
I was really happy after cross country.
Finally happy after cross country.
So you got normal Jancis services resumed.
So this one will be 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, yours was 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh,
You're going to be 1 out of 3 ain't good.
I'm a bit frustrated with mostly frustrated with myself riding in the dressage because I should have had more of my left leg. He just had no brain. Tiny little brain cell went AWOL for the show jumping, but that can happen here.
It does happen a lot.
Yeah. And then tiny little brain cell was relocated and was fully on it cross country, so I'm quite happy. It's a beautiful sunny day.
But it is now, it's pretty cold this morning.
It's pretty cold, it's very windy, but we're on the middle of Salisbury Plain, so it's not entirely surprising.
Right, I need to go home, drive home and go and ride some
You need
horses.
to go ride your horse. I'm going to take my boy back home, give him some grass, and then I'm coming back tomorrow because I'm fence judging here all day tomorrow.
You're a very good volunteer.
Well, but these things wouldn't run without volunteers.
No.
And I think that, if I get to go and enjoy my day eventing, then I should, if I can.
Tell you what, nobody else on YouTube ever goes and volunteers, do they?
Not that I've ever seen. Maybe they do secretly.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I should make a vlog about my day volunteering, and that will make it into a thing.
Well, there you go. Right.
Anyway,
thank you very much for watching. Please
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
And then next week we'll see you all.
Oh yeah, next week.
I'm off to Ascott and Wychwood.
Banter back.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.